So we are officially live on Facebook. What's going on? Every day I feel like I'm getting so much better at this. But thank you so much for joining. We are officially on Thriving Thursday. What's going on, Keita? Thanks for joining. What's going on, Lady Under Grace? What's going on, Cynthia? Thank you all so much for joining. Today is Thriving Thursday. So at Center Me every single day of the week. We are streaming live via Facebook and Instagram. I am going to figure out YouTube if it kills me because I am trying to find out how to stream on all of them. But until then, we are going to be here on Instagram and Facebook. And today is Thriving Thursday. So today we are, and every Thursday, we're going to be celebrating ourselves, really creating space for the celebration of self and really learning more about why it's essential in your self-love practice, but more so just focusing on strengthening that muscle, right? So just like anything new or anything that's just been out of use, you want to practice it as much as possible so that you can strengthen yourself in whatever that is, right? And so today we are specifically taking time to celebrate ourselves in our self-love practice. Yesterday was self-awareness Wednesday. And so on Self-Awareness Wednesday, we always take a very gentle approach to shadow work. At Center Me, shadow work is basically being able to identify your fear-based habits, fear-driven belief systems, any behavior or belief that you operate from a space of fear. We are working on how to identify that so that we are empowering ourselves to make better choices and be able to strengthen our self-awareness in times of fear so that we can align ourselves with abundance, so that we can be able to intentionally reflect, so that we're able to detox unhealthy fear, express ourselves, accept ourselves, and let go of whatever fear that we are experiencing, right? And so that could be anything from how we are currently operating in fear to what we learn as children. So it's a mix of inner child work, like I said, a gentle approach to shadow work. So self-awareness Wednesdays, where we are getting down in the nitty-gritty of what it means to call yourself out on your own BS and align yourself with your highest good, align yourself with your desires, and manifest a life that you truly want. You know, one that you feel well in, and one that you can thrive in, one that you are free in. And that Center Me, that's what we believe. We believe that wellness is your birthright. We believe that self-love is true freedom, right? So coming off the back of self-awareness Wednesday, we have Thriving Thursday to start celebrating ourselves for putting ourselves first, celebrating ourselves for just prioritizing what it means and what it looks like to love ourselves and grow in this practice. Self-love is a journey. It is a forever journey. You're going to always find opportunities to expand, always find opportunities to grow, always find opportunities to deepen the trust and appreciation and love that you have for yourself. And so it's all worth celebrating. It's all, and that's another reason. So let's hop into it, right? So why is celebrating yourself so essential in your self-love practice? Well, I have a practice of celebrating myself daily, right? It doesn't matter what it is, big, small, short, tall, medium, large. I'm always going to create time and space to celebrate myself, because when you are celebrating yourself, like I said before, you are strengthening that muscle. And so whenever especially if you are combating negative self-talk, if you are trying to change your self-love language, will cultivate a self-love language, right? Because if you don't have one, then it's negative self-talk, it is bullying self, it is just hard on self, just, so when we have a self-love language, we are gentle with self, we are soft, we are kind, we are patient, we are loving, we are knowing, right? And so the reason why taking time to celebrate yourself every single day is going to be so beneficial in your self-love practice, because there are going to be times where things are just not going the way that you want them to. There are going to be times where you're going to feel hard, hard on yourself. You're going to feel like a failure. You're going to feel like, you could have done more, you should have done more. But when you are taking the time to celebrate those small wins, when you're taking the time to celebrate yourself, even just for noticing, right? It's one thing to be able to celebrate being able to maintain balance, but it's another thing to also be able to celebrate the fact that you were aware that you have been existing in an imbalance. So literally look for every reason to celebrate yourself, because this is going to change your perspective. And so if we take a step back and like look at it from a high level, right? If you are always celebrating yourself no matter what, this is going to start permeating into your life, your external life, in a very beautiful way, because when you start experiencing problems, challenges, or issues in your external life, in your external environment, you are going to be much more confident in your ability to overcome them. You are going to be self-motivating, self-validating, and you're going to be very optimistic. And when you have that lens, that self-love lens, that's what I like to call it, then you are more likely to increase your ability to be creative, strategic. You're going to increase your earning ability. So, you know what I mean? So, you're going to position yourself to be able to really be stronger in your ability to regulate yourself on a high level. And so, it's not just about being nice to yourself every single day or just saying nice things to yourself every single day. It's about strengthening that muscle so that you're able to show up in a way that is going to prepare you or position you for abundance, position you for success, position you for your highest good, right? And so celebrating yourself every day, every single day without fail, like to me at this point in my journey, it's not a question of whether or not if I'm going to do it. It's when, it's when am I going to do it? And I try to make sure that I'm finding times throughout the day that I know I'm going to be doing something, and I associate my celebration of self with that, right? So every time I get out of the shower, all of my affirmations are on my shower mirror. And I make it a point to myself to not ever leave my shower, not ever leave the bathroom without reciting all of my affirmations. And then I can celebrate myself by saying, yes, I poured into myself today. I took time to pour into myself. I took time to affirm myself. I took time to really realign and get myself to grounded in who I am, right? And so, I know that it sounds redundant. I know that at some point you're thinking, well, I know who I am, or I'm proud of myself, and it just goes a lot deeper than that, because what you're doing is you are creating new neural pathways in your brain, like like you are literally rewiring your brain for success. You're rewiring your brain for self-love. And that's why it's so important, because our brain isn't the controller of the body. It isn't the leader of the body. It serves the body just like our lungs do. It serves the body just like our gut. It serves the body just like our heart. And so whenever we are able to condition it to be of service to us, then the magic really starts to happen, right? So if you're always taking time to celebrate yourself, you're always pouring into yourself, always reminding yourself of who you are, then all of the other things that you want in your life, like, wanting to hit a goal, wanting to see yourself at a certain place or a certain status or whatever it is that you desire in your life, even while you sleep, your mind is trying to figure out ways to make that happen for you, because you're training it to be in alignment with abundance. You're training it and conditioning it to be in alignment with your highest good. You are conditioning it to seek success, to get more of this celebration, right? Because when you celebrate yourself, you're also releasing this hormone, this dopamine hormone, right? And this is that feel good, like, this is, high on life, like you feel good. So, I mean, like at the lowest level, you're feeling good about yourself every single day. So every day you get to give yourself a dose of dopamine, right? That's a natural feel good high, natural high. And so because of that, it's just so at the low, I don't want to say low level, but just at a small, at a, the foundation. I would say that. The foundation of what you're doing right now is at the very minimum, you're feeling good about yourself every day. And your brain is going to want more of that because your brain is thinking, okay, this is what makes Charlotte feel good. This is what makes her feel good. This celebration, and as she gets more opportunities to celebrate herself, then we get more dopamine. We release more dopamine. And so you think about it like that. Now your brain is trying. Now you are actually maximizing and optimizing the power of your brain, which is so powerful. It's so powerful. And all you have to do is align the right behavior and create these habits that are going to help you in one, becoming more self-aware, improving your emotional wellness, improving your confidence level, improving your creativity, ability to be creative, strategic, and let me just also say this. When we are celebrating ourselves on a regular basis, when you become self-validated, this is something that really is powerful because you trust yourself. And as you begin to grow deeper in trusting who you are, you can literally do anything. You can literally do anything that you put your mind to, that you put your belief into, that you put your passion into, your energy, your effort into. And that's how you manifest this life that you want, this life that you desire. You simply show up every day for yourself and celebrate you. You celebrate you. And having this and I'm gonna stop there because I can go on and on and on about why it is so essential that we are celebrating ourselves on a daily basis. But I think that we've covered a lot in the 16 minutes we've been up here. We've covered a lot because we talked about, why celebrating yourself strengthens this muscle, this celebration muscle, why this pattern of behavior is going to boost your confidence. It's going to help you in becoming more emotionally well. It's going to help you in learning how to navigate stress better. And that stress component is because, again, when we are always celebrating ourselves from the little to the large wins, the way that you see that in your external environment, so we're celebrating ourselves internally, we're pouring into ourselves internally so that we're building this internal space of love, peace, joy. When we are building that up for ourselves, the way that that shows up externally is how we navigate stress. Because again, you may not know this, you may not be consciously aware of this, but that dopamine that you're experiencing, that feel good feeling that you're experiencing from celebrating yourself on a regular basis, you're training your mind to seek opportunities to win, to be successful. And so just like today, I posted on Facebook that I wanted to celebrate myself for noticing myself in a hangry moment. I had a hangry moment today. And I just, and the crazy thing is, like, when you start noticing yourself in a way where you're like asking questions about all of, like, your mood all the time, like, you are growing in self-love because you are growing in emotional wellness. You're growing in self-awareness. That self-awareness is the key component to emotional wellness. And so today I was riding and I was using my GPS. I was in a city that I don't live in. And so I was like on the phone, shouldn't have been on the phone. I talk to my mom every day. And so I kept missing the turns and I was just like, what is going on here? And then after a few minutes of me, like, I caught myself just noticing how everything was irritating me. And I actually said it aloud. I was like, I'm so irritated with Raleigh. And my mom said, you're irritated with Raleigh? And that's when I heard myself. And I was just like, okay, so that's not a thing. I am irritated. Why though? And when I thought about it, I had only had a banana so far, and it was already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I was just like, all right, so I'm hungry. And so I was like, all right, let me just go to this Publix real quick, get me some mango peach salsa. So I got me some salsa, got me some jalapeno lime tortilla chips, and so went ahead and fed myself so that I could calm that mood and get myself where I was supposed to be, back present into the now. And but I was just really proud of being able to notice myself in that moment, like really notice, like, you really hangry right now. So and so to me that was a win. Being able to notice myself was a win, because sometimes, like, I'm just going to be transparent with you, I come from a time in my life where I didn't notice anything when I was experiencing emotions. I didn't notice myself. I was never present. I get angry, and that's just what it is. I'm making decisions while I'm angry. I am saying things that I don't mean. I am being, aggressive. And, anger was a really hard emotion for me to control, especially since I had not started a self-love practice. Did not know, I had never addressed any of my traumas from childhood or adulthood. And so being able to notice myself, especially anger, has just been such a win for me. And so I took the time to celebrate myself for that today. And that's just how easy it is to be able to celebrate yourself and grow in that practice. Just growing in it. Like I said, you can celebrate yourself for maintaining balance, but you can also celebrate yourself for even noticing that there is an imbalance, because noticing yourself is the goal. That is the goal, because the more self-aware you are, the more emotionally well you become, the more emotionally intelligent you become. And then you will start to be able to yield that emotional wellness. And emotional wellness, a benefit of emotional wellness is stress relief. Because when you are able to regulate yourself on a high level in that way, it's going to show up, it's going to present itself in the way that you navigate stress. Period. Self-love is self-preservation. Make no mistake, self-love is self-preservation, right? And so we're not going to be out here using all of this extra energy for what? You know what I mean? So for something that's not going to be reinvested back into me, for something that's not going to allow love to continue to flow through me easily, for me to not expand, no. So it's like when we are using our language, Talk Tuesday, we're using our language to pour into ourselves in this way, strengthen our self-love, strengthen our celebration muscle, then we are going to start to see how easy life can be, how calm, how peaceful life can be, when we are being soft and gentle on ourselves versus being very hard and unkind to ourselves, right? Because that's the thing, like, if you're quicker to complain about somebody else than you are to celebrate them, make no mistake, that is how you treat yourself. So if you want another hack in how to improve your self-awareness, just pay attention to how you treat other people, because that is a direct reflection of how you treat yourself. So if the first thing you see when you see someone else is to judge them or to complain about something that they're doing, understand that that means that on a conscious or unconscious level, that is how you treat yourself, right? And so celebrating yourself regularly is not only a benefit to you, but it's a benefit to everyone around you, right? And so it is very, very essential that we are taking time to celebrate ourselves on a daily basis. We've talked about the hormonal component. We've talked about how it is going to help you in literally rewiring your brain. We've talked about how it is going to help you show up better for yourself, help you become more of a stronger communicator, stronger problem solver, more creative, more strategic in how you approach life, more confident in how you present yourself. You know, I used to shrink myself. And there was a time in my life where I would always shrink myself. I would go into a space, and my first response to that space was to not be noticed. But when you grow and grow and grow in your self-love practice and who you are, growing in the knowing of who you are, there's just no shrinking it. There's only expansion. There's only expansion. And so that's what my life is. It's expansion. That is what I focus on always. Because worry is not going to help you. Beating yourself up is not going to help you. Negative self-talk is not going to help you. Being always hard on yourself is not going to help you. As a matter of fact, there's this quote that I love, love, love from Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching. And he says, and I'm paraphrasing, he says that the gentle and yielding is the disciple of life, where the hard and unbending is the disciple of death. And I keep that with me because anytime that I am resisting something, anytime that I'm being hard on myself, I remember that it's not serving me to do that. It's not serving me. And it's not serving anyone around me. I'm a mom of two little babies. And so with my son, he just turned 9 2 days ago, and my daughter's 4. And so I have to be very mindful and very intentional in the way that I love myself, not just because it's good for me, not just because wellness is my birthright, but because there's two little beings that are watching me. And because I know that their only way of actually learning life is by mimicking me first. First, that's what they do. They mimic. They have their own logic, which is actually amazing. Children, they're gurus at life, honestly, because they see it for exactly what it is. But not just because they're mimicking me, but honestly, just also because I understand that the way that I am treating myself is reflected in the way that I treat them. I don't want my children to have to go to therapy because of me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm going to celebrate myself. Sometimes my daughter reminds me to celebrate myself. We're in the bathroom together, and she's going to say, Mommy, she's going to pull the little body mirror up. She's going to say, Mommy, tell yourself that you're beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, these are the types of practices that really permeate into your external environment in such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way. I'm just asking you to be very curious about how love can flow easily through you and around you. I'm just be curious about that. Because if it's not, and this goes from, and this can apply to literally anything, any type of ingestion, whether it be what you eat, what you listen to, what you watch, what you're reading. If it is it's either going to do one or two things. It's either going to feed life, or it's going to be destructive and fuel death, right? So you get to choose. You get to choose. What am I going to use my voice for? How am I going to use my voice? How am I going to use my words to pour life into myself? How am I going to strengthen the knowing of who I am? How am I going to cultivate this beautiful internal space for myself? And you can do that. Just take time to celebrate yourself every single day. And that is what you can do. Another thing, so again, try to incorporate celebrating yourself daily with something that you already do daily. I shower daily. And so, because my affirmations are on my bathroom mirror, that's a time that I sit and I celebrate myself. Even after I leave, I'm gonna give you one more tip that I use, that I practice. So when I leave the shower, after I've did my affirmations, and I come to my room to moisturize my skin, I start from my feet up. I don't know why, but when I'm in the shower, I go from neck down, and then when I'm moisturizing my skin, I go from feet up. I know why, but I don't want to get into that right now. But when I am moisturizing my skin, and I've told you all this several times actually, in previous posts, because when I first started doing it, I immediately saw like how beneficial this was going to be in my self love practice. But when I'm moisturizing my skin from feet to neck, I always celebrate what I am grateful for when it comes to my vessel. I relate everything to who I am and why am I so grateful for myself. So when I'm in the shower, it is me affirming myself and pouring into myself and telling myself who I am and reminding myself who I am and aligning with that abundance, aligning with that highest good, aligning with those desires, right? But when I get into my room to moisturize my body, it's more of I'm just grateful for all of these things. I'm so grateful for acceptance. I'm so grateful for my design. I'm so grateful for resiliency. I'm so grateful for health. I'm so grateful for the, optimal and efficient functioning of myself. I'm so grateful for my vision. I'm so grateful for the human experience of myself. You know what I mean? And so taking that time to just be grateful for self is a celebration of self. So each and every day, that is my practice in celebrating myself. I pour into myself daily, and there's going to be times where you just don't feel like it. There are. When I first started affirming myself and practicing celebrating myself years ago, I didn't even believe the things that I was saying, but I did it anyways because I wanted to see how it was going to impact my life. And I was patient with that process because I had nothing else to lose. I was already at rock bottom. So for me, it was just like the only way is up from here, right? And so however long that takes, that's just how long it's taking. But I'm going to continue to do what I need to do to build myself up, to pour into myself, and to really find who I am and ground myself in her. And so I don't look back in my life with regret. I don't look back in my life with judgment. I look back in my life with deep appreciation because she was stronger than who I am now. Like, she was the one that made the decision that things needed to change. And so I have the utmost respect for my past versions of myself, the utmost love and appreciation for the past versions of myself. Like, you have to just be able to put that one foot in front of the other. And once you do that, just keep going. Keep going. Even if you slip and fall, that doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that it's over. It just means that you are being tested in your practice. And you get to make the decision on whether or not all of this work that you're putting into building up this self-love vision of yourself is worth it. Is it worth it to you to get back up and keep going? And it will be. Because self-love is something that you've never, it is a journey that I just can't even really describe it. There's just no way I'm giving up on me. Absolutely not. The trust that I have been able to cultivate with myself and around me, the way that I challenge myself to do so, you know, it's just these are the practices, these are the different things that are going to really help you expand and grow in this life. Being able to prioritize yourself and prioritize, building up this internal space that is of love, that is of peace, that is of kindness, that is gentle, and allowing that to show up in your life everywhere else. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be stronger than ever, because it takes strength to be still. Trust and believe. It takes strength to be still and to watch and to observe yourself. It takes strength. Some people think that being strong is something that you have to show people, that you have to swell up, and it's not that. Strength is stillness. Strength is stillness. Strength is being able to have hard conversations with yourself, not anyone else. So you're not in this life with anyone else. You're in this life with you. You are who you are with 24/7. And so when you are cultivating this self-love practice and celebrating yourself each and every day, this relationship that you are building with yourself is one that is going to be the standard of all of the relationships, whether it be with people or things that you have in your life. And so I hope that this was something that helped you today. It's Thriving Thursday, so we're going to always talk about the benefits of celebrating yourself. I'm going to start doing more concentrated topics. I've been this whole week I've been freestyling. So that's why I keep going and going and going and like go from one tip to the next tip to the next tip, because that's how it comes to me in my mind. Like, there is infinite benefits of self-love practice, and I could speak to so many of them in any way, shape, or form, whether it be meditation Monday, talk Tuesday, self-awareness Wednesday, thriving Thursday, me first Friday. Hope to see you on me first Friday tomorrow. But this is something that I've been practicing for years, and so when I come out and I talk about it, it flows out like the Nile, honestly, because this is what I do. This is who I am. And I know that this is what I've been meant to teach, because I love it so much. But I want it to be a little bit more concentrated. So next week, when we start our 7 a.m. Schedule, I will make sure that I'm sticking with one point and one concept. But I do hope that you all enjoyed our conversation, our live stream tonight. On why we should always take time to celebrate ourselves. If you are watching the replays, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Kudos to everyone who's here on Facebook and Instagram. Kudos to you for taking time to learn more about how you can grow and expand in self-love. That is what we are here to help you do at Center Me. Want to help women to cultivate authenticity, to, cultivate self-compassion and transformative growth to enhance the overall quality of your life. It's not about, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, it's not about showcasing self-love on the weekend or on vacation. It's about how you can get more creative with showcasing that love for yourself. How do you respond to yourself on a daily basis? Because that's how you get that greater daily fulfillment. And so if you have not reserved your spot in our Keep It Real journaling sessions, I suggest you do that. We keep it real every Friday. Every Friday we do a hour and 15-minute session on the Keep It Real method. The first half we are going to be doing light coaching on a specific topic. Tomorrow it's going to be why stillness is the seat of self-awareness. I kind of touched on that a little bit tonight. But we'll go over that topic for the first half in some light group coaching. And then after that, I play the Center Me Vibes playlist and we start journaling. I provide you with a journaling prompt. But if you want to freehand, you can do that as well. But it's really just my intention to not only help you learn more about the Keep It Real method, but give you an opportunity to practice what it is that we coached on, right? By way of journaling. That's one of my favorite ways of expression next to meditation. So, and then at the end, I'll either share something that I wrote in my journal that, really helped me feel, like I've expanded in self-love, because you expand every day in self-love. in some way, shape, or form. But or one of the members in the group will share. So if you haven't gotten your ticket to join us, they're $10. Listen, it's worth the time to be in a safe space to cultivate authenticity, self-compassion, and transformative growth in your life. We have a Talk That Talk class coming up this month, which is going to be teaching your foundation of your self-love language. So we're going to be talking about why we need a self-love language and how it's going to help us in expanding in our self-love practice, help us to, attract what it is that we desire in our life, help us to align ourselves with abundance. Literally, abundance is on the tip of your tongue, and I'm not lying. Like, it's one thing to see abundance externally, but to feel it internally is an entirely different experience, and I can assure you it's worth learning more about. So we're going to be talking to you about how to build this foundation of your self-love language in that Talk class this month. It's going to be on the 16th? No. Is it the 16th? No, it can't be. I think it's the 19th. Yes, it's the 19th. It's Saturday. It's next Saturday. So if you have not gotten your tickets for that class, make sure you get that class ticket. But in the meantime, I'm going to be up here live streaming every single day. Meditation Monday. We're going to be switching it from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Um, I just think it'll be better to start the day off with self-love versus trying to squeeze it into our evening. Plus, I want you to be able to have access to these live stream replays throughout the day so that you can tap in either during lunch or during break, whenever you are just needing something to help pour into you for the day. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. So I hope that you all got something from tonight. I am sending you so much love, so much peace, and so much light. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night on purpose.